All right, let's take a look at 5.5 day 3 applications with systems of equations or more advanced systems of equations. So this one is going to be, I'm just going to do one example problem. It'll be a word problem where we have to set up our system of equations and then solve from there. So here we go. A box with an open top. So think of like a shoebox, but it has a square base and four sides of equal height. All right, so think of that we have some square base and then we have our box that's open. Look, something that's not very good at all. Let me try that again. And so we have it's open like this. Okay, but that top is open. And so we know it's a square. So my two sides of my square are x, and then I'm going to call my height of my box y. It says the volume of the box is 75 inches cubed. So in terms of x and y, our volume is going to be x times y. So this case, they say it's 75 is going to be our volume. So we could say 75 is equal to x squared y. So we have the makings of one equation right there. And then it says the surface area is 85 inches squared. So the surface area, so I have 5 total surfaces that I want to find the area of each. Remember, it's an open top, so I'm not having that side. So if you want to think of it as a dice without maybe the one side on top of it, if you want to think of it that way. Okay, and so we don't have that 6-to-1. We have 5 sides that we're working with. And so our surface area is going to be, if we think of just the bottom of our box, that's going to be that square piece. So that's x times x, which is just x squared. And then the side is going to be x times y is going to represent one of those sides. But we have 4 sides going all the way around. So if I think of 4 sides of my dice that represent the height, I have x times y 4 times. So we can think of that as 4xy. So our surface area, they say, is 85. That is going to come from x squared plus 4xy. So now we have 2 equations that we can work with. Well, this initial one, I'm going to start with that, and I'm just going to solve that for y. So if I do 75 divided by x squared, that is y. And I'm going to use that in my equation over here that I have for surface area. So I'm going to say now 85 equals x squared plus 4x times my new y value, which is 75 over x squared. So now I want to solve this for x. And this will tell me what x is. Once I have x, then I can figure out y. All right, so let's do a little manipulation with this. So 85 will be equal to x squared. So 4 times 75 would be 300x all over x squared still. Well, I can get rid of an x and then one of my x's on the bottom. So I have 85 equals x squared plus 300 over x. Well, I want to clear that fraction, so I'll multiply both sides by x. When I do that, I end up with 85x equals now x cubed, because this x is going to apply here and here. And the reason I'm doing it, because those will go to a useful form of 1. So all I have left is x cubed plus 300. But again, I'm trying to solve for x. So let's move this to the other side so we can get an equation equal to 0. So I have x cubed minus 85x plus 300. Trying to solve for x, and so I have to go through strategies I have. Well, I can't factor an x out. This is not a quadratic. This is not a degree 4 quartic that I could use my a substitution for. So this one's kind of turning into a problem. Well, one way we could tackle this is we can use Desmos, and if we graph this function in Desmos, this is the function y equals x cubed minus 85x plus 300. And I want my y to be 0, so all I'm looking at is where it crosses the x-axis. So right there, and I'm not going to look at this one because this would tell me I have a negative x value, and that doesn't make sense in the content or the context of our problem, because remember, x was a dimension. That's going to be the length of our square's edge, and so we're not going to worry about any negatives. And so my only options now are when x is equal to 5 or when x is 5.639. Again, that's going to be our square base dimension. We still need to find our height dimension, y. But we have that equation, y equals 75 over x squared. So now I just have to do it twice. So when x is equal to 5, I know my y is going to be 75 divided by 5 squared, which is 25. So that's 3. So I know when x is equal to 3, y is going to be equal, or I'm sorry, when x is equal to 5, y is going to be equal to 3. Also, when x is equal to 5.639, that will also work. Y will be 75 divided by 5.639 squared, which gives us a y value of 2.359. So my next option, or I'll just write in here final answers. So my final answer, when they ask for the dimensions, I can have my length and the same, my width, so I'm representing with x, is going to be 5. My height will be 3. That's one solution. A second one, I can have a length and a width of 5.639 and a height of 2.359. Either of those two combinations will satisfy that the volume is 75 inches cubed and the surface area is 85 inches squared. So those are the two solutions that I put down for my final answer.